These are the baby names you have to send to your friends and family who are about to have children, because these are the names that people are absolutely sleeping on. Seriously though, these underrated name gems are actually being talked about in the name community. I'm a professional name consultant, and my fellow name nerds and I were always talking about alternative feminine names for girls and soft masculine names for boys. But I don't think the general population has figured that out yet. Case in point, we had a plumber come to our house recently, and he said he had just had a baby, and he shared her name, and I said, oh, that's a beautiful name. It's in the top 10, very popular, very lovely. And he asked, for some more information, because he said, yeah, my wife wanted something more uncommon, and I wanted a more traditional classic name. And I said, well, the number one girl name is Olivia. And later on, he was talking about how we really liked the name Olivia, and he could see using it for another child. And I was like, this is how popular names stay popular and relevant. People hear it, they see it out and about, and then they choose it for their child. And that's fantastic. If you love a top 10 name or a top 50, top 100 name, that's great. However, there are some more intriguing options out there, and I can't wait to share them with you. The reason I love alternative feminine names is because they are bold and they are different and they are not super feminine. I gave my daughter a more feminine name, but if I were to have a daughter today, I think I would probably choose something alternative feminine. That's the name that I've coined for this list. These names typically don't end in an A, although some can and do, but often they have a different sound, maybe a harsher consonant, maybe a bolder vibe. These are cool girl names to a T. I've actually had more clients over the years ask me for these types of girl names because they want their daughters to be able to choose any type of personality. They don't want them to fit into a box. They don't want them to take only one path. They want them to choose the path themselves. And there's something about these names that make you feel like you can be anything and do anything and have any type of life. And that's a beautiful thing, right? So I'm going to share 20 alternative feminine girl names for you guys today, but the entire list will be over on my Patreon, which is called the Name Lounge, if you would like to join. And I will also be sharing 20 soft masculine boy names that are also so popular in the name world. And again, the entire list will be over on my Patreon. Another thing about alternative feminine girl names is that they are not necessarily timeless. They might actually make you think of a certain generation or a certain decade, and that's okay in my opinion. But some people are looking for a Charlotte or a Penelope that is just something that you can picture anyone having in any era. This was nearly impossible, but I did narrow my favorites down to 20. I'm going to list them off for you guys. I would love to know your favorite alternative feminine name in the comments. And if you're curious, like, is this considered alternative feminine? You know what? If it is to you, it is, right? There's no rules. This is very subjective. Naming is not something that is black or white. So if it feels cool girl to you, if it feels alternative and different and bold and fun and not super feminine, then maybe it is. So I just want you guys to feel empowered to share your own name suggestions because I really, really love hearing them. We have Arwen, Blair, Cleo, Daphne, Elowyn, Greta, Harlow, Hester, Imogen, Iris, Lennox, Marin, Margot, Maxine, Piper, Rylan, Sloan, Valerie, Veda, and Willa. Wasn't that list amazing? Oh, I just love them so much. Okay, before I share the soft masculine names, I do want to tell you guys, I think it's interesting that there are soft masculine names in the top 10, in my opinion. And I don't think there are alternative feminine in the top 10 girls list. So I'm going to put the top 10 girl names next to me. You're going to see that a lot of them end in A. They're very flowy, lots of vowels. And the two that don't end in an A are just very classic and traditional vintage feminine. So interestingly, if you flip over to the top 10 boy names, I would say for sure Liam and Noah and Lucas are very soft boy. However, you could make an argument for many of the names. Theodore, James, Henry, all very sweet. I think the two that stick out to me that feel very like kind of traditional or tough guy masculine would be Mateo and William. So that leads me into what actually is a soft masculine boy name. So a soft boy name is more gentle in sound. There's more vowel names, more softer consonants. There's a lot of S sounds, whether they end in an S or have an S in them, that just make them feel soft. And they also tend to lean a bit more gender neutral. These are names names you would absolutely consider giving to a girl. And the overall thing is they just don't scream tough masculinity, if that makes sense. I don't think it's morally good or bad to choose a tough guy name versus a soft guy name. I really don't. I think it's morally neutral. I think it's whatever makes sense for your family and for the traditions that you follow and for where you live and your culture and your style. So trust me when I say these are not better than like traditional masculine names. These are just something that I don't think enough people are considering. They're not thinking about. And that's my job. It's to make you guys think outside of the box and to try on lots of different types of names so that you feel confident and you don't experience name regret because you know you've looked at all the possibilities and you found the perfect name for your child. Here are my top 20 soft masculine boy names. Alden, Arlo, Bryce, Cyrus, Elliot, Emrys, Ferris, Forrest, Hugh, Kellen, Leo, Luca, Miles, Pacey, Price, Quill, Rudy, Sunny, Spencer, and Wiley. What do you guys think of this list? I was having even more trouble narrowing down the boy names because there are so many good soft masculine boy names. I'm obsessed. So again, if you want to see the rest of the list, please check out my Patreon. It's a lot of fun over there. I do podcast episodes for the Name Pod, and there's a monthly name challenge. And anyway, it's a good time. We love the Name Lounge. And if you are really struggling to name your child and you need like a step-by-step process and you want some homework to do, I suggest you check out my baby name blueprint because I have 6 steps and it's very easy to do. You can do it with your partner and it helps you kind of narrow down your name style, choose your top favorites, and really come up with the perfect name for your family. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and then tell me your favorite alternative feminine and soft masculine boy names in the comments. I'll see you next time. Happy naming!